In the rugged, lawless expanse of the Wild West, conflict was a constant companion. Cowboys, outlaws, and lawmen navigated a world fraught with danger and opportunity, where survival hinged on more than just grit and determination. Weapons became essential trade tools, embodying the spirit of the frontier. From defending cattle drives against rustlers to settling disputes with deadly precision, here are 5 types of weapons used by cowboys in the Wild West. Number 5. The Colt Single-Action Army. The Wild West was a time of endless adventure, exploration, and danger, where survival often depended on one's ability to defend oneself and one's property. In this rugged era, the revolver emerged as the weapon of choice for cowboys, outlaws, and lawmen alike. Among the many firearms of the period, one stood out as the quintessential sidearm, the Colt Single-Action Army, also known as the Peacemaker. The story of the Peacemaker begins with an earlier model, the Colt Patterson, which laid the groundwork for what would become the iconic Colt Single-Action Army. Colt Patterson was invented by Samuel Colt, an inventive and determined entrepreneur. Samuel Colt patented his first revolver design in 1836. This design, known as the Colt Patterson, was named after the town of Paterson, New Jersey, where Colt's manufacturing plant was located. The Colt Patterson was the first commercially available repeating firearm, featuring a revolving cylinder that allowed for multiple shots without reloading. This innovation was groundbreaking in an era when single-shot pistols and muskets were the norm. While the Colt Patterson was a significant technological advancement, it had its flaws, including a delicate trigger mechanism and a complex loading process. However, these early revolvers laid the foundation for further innovations. In 1873, Colt's manufacturing company introduced the Colt Single-Action Army, which would become the most famous revolver of the Wild West. The Colt Single-Action Army was designed by William Mason and Charles Brinkerhoff Richards, 2 talented engineers working for Colt's manufacturing company. Their goal was to create a more robust, reliable, and user-friendly revolver that would appeal to both the military and civilian markets. The result was a 6-shot, single-action revolver chambered in .45, Colt, a powerful cartridge that offered excellent stopping power. Several factors contributed to the Colt Single-Action Army's legendary status. First and foremost was its reliability. The Peacemaker's simple and rugged design made it incredibly durable, capable of withstanding the harsh conditions of the American frontier. Its single-action mechanism required the shooter to manually cock the hammer before each shot, which ensured a consistent and reliable firing process. The revolver's accuracy was another significant advantage. The Peacemaker featured a fixed front sight and a notched rear sight, which provided a clear and precise aiming point. This made it easier for shooters to hit their targets, whether they were defending themselves against outlaws or hunting game for food. The Peacemaker's balance and ergonomics also contributed to its popularity. The revolver's grip was designed to fit comfortably in the hand, providing a secure and stable shooting platform. The weight distribution of the revolver made it easy to handle and control, even during rapid-fire sequences. The Colt Single-Action Army quickly became a favorite among cowboys, lawmen, and outlaws. Its versatility makes it suitable for a wide range of applications. Cowboys used the Peacemaker to protect themselves and their livestock from rustlers and predators. The revolver's stopping power and accuracy were invaluable in close-quarters combat, where quick and decisive action was often required. Lawmen relied on the Peacemaker to enforce the law in the chaotic and often violent towns of the Wild West. The revolver's intimidating appearance and formidable reputation helped to deter criminals and maintain order. Outlaws also favored the Colt Single-Action Army for its effectiveness in robberies and gunfights. The revolver's reliability and ease of use made it a preferred choice for those living on the wrong side of the law. Many infamous outlaws, such as Jesse James and Billy the Kid, carried Peacemakers during their criminal careers. In the lawless and often dangerous environment of the Wild West, the Colt single-action army provided a crucial means of protection. For cowboys driving cattle across vast open plains, the peacemaker was a trusted companion. It offered security against rustlers who sought to steal livestock and against predators such as wolves and mountain lions that threatened both cattle and humans. For settlers and homesteaders, the revolver provided a sense of safety in an often hostile and unpredictable landscape. The ability to defend oneself and one's family from threats, whether human or animal, was essential for survival. The peacemaker's reliability and stopping power made it an ideal tool for these purposes. Lawmen used the Colt single-action army to protect towns and maintain order. The revolver's effectiveness in close-quarters combat and its reputation for reliability made it a valuable asset in the hands of sheriffs and deputies. The peacemaker was often the difference between life and death in the chaotic and violent world of frontier justice. Number 4. Bowie knives. The Bowie knife is named after Colonel James "Jim" Bowie, a 19th-century American pioneer and soldier who played a prominent role in the Texas Revolution. The exact origins of the Bowie knife are somewhat murky, but the most widely accepted story credits the knife's design to Jim Bowie's brother, Resin Bowie. In the early 1820s, Resin Bowie crafted a large, robust knife with a distinctive shape. This prototype featured a broad blade with a clipped point, a cross guard, and a sturdy handle. The design was intended for fighting and survival in the harsh environments of the American frontier. Resin gave the knife to his brother Jim, who would later become famous for his prowess with the blade. The Bowie knife's reputation was cemented in the annals of American history during the infamous Sandbar Fight on September 19, 1827. The brawl took place on a sandbar near Natchez, Mississippi, and involved a chaotic and violent melee between several men. Jim Bowie, armed with his namesake knife, emerged as the most formidable fighter in the encounter. During the fight, Bowie was shot and stabbed, but he managed to kill one of his attackers with his knife and seriously wound another. The story of Bowie's courage and the effectiveness of his knife quickly spread, turning the Bowie knife into a symbol of rugged individualism and deadly efficiency. The sandbar fight elevated the knife from a mere tool to a legendary weapon, capturing the imagination of the American public. Several key features distinguish the Bowie knife from other blades of its time. The most notable is its distinctive blade shape. The blade is typically 8 to 12 inches long, with a wide, straight back that curves into a clipped point. This clipped point, often featuring a concave curve, gives the Bowie knife a sharp, piercing tip that is ideal for thrusting attacks. The blade's edge is usually straight or slightly curved, making it well-suited for cutting and slashing. The knife's crossguard protects the user's hand during combat, while the sturdy handle provides a secure grip. Many Bowie knives also feature a false edge on the back of the blade near the tip, which can be sharpened for added functionality. The versatility of the Bowie knife is another factor that contributed to its popularity. It was not only a weapon, but also a practical tool for everyday tasks. The broad blade could be used for skinning game, chopping wood, and other survival activities. This multifunctionality made the Bowie knife an indispensable item for frontiersmen, soldiers, and explorers. The Bowie knife quickly became a favored weapon and tool among a wide range of users in the 19th century. Frontiersmen and pioneers found it invaluable for survival in the wilderness. Its robust design made it suitable for building shelters, preparing food, and defending against wild animals. The knife's effectiveness in combat also made it a preferred weapon for personal defense. Soldiers and militia during the Texas Revolution and the American Civil War frequently carried Bowie knives. The knife's appearance and practical utility made it a symbol of ruggedness and self-reliance. It was not uncommon for soldiers to carry a Bowie knife alongside their firearms, as it provided a reliable backup weapon for close-quarters combat. Lawmen and outlaws alike recognized the advantages of the Bowie knife. For lawmen, the knife was a symbol of authority and a practical tool for maintaining order. For outlaws, it was a weapon of choice for its effectiveness and intimidation factor. The Bowie knife's reputation as a deadly weapon was well earned, and its presence often deterred potential adversaries. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Bowie knife appeared in numerous Western novels and dime novels, where it was often depicted as the weapon of choice for heroic frontiersmen and lawmen. The knife's iconic design and storied history made it a popular motif in these tales of adventure and bravery. In the lawless and unpredictable environment of the American frontier, the Bowie knife provided a crucial means of protection. For pioneers and settlers, the knife was a versatile tool that could be relied upon in a variety of situations. Its robust construction and sharp blade make it ideal for both survival tasks and self-defense. Number 3. The Winchester Model. 1873. The Winchester Model 1873 was designed by John Moses Browning, a prolific firearms inventor, and produced by the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Oliver Winchester, the founder of the company, recognized the need for a reliable, repeating rifle that could provide both power and speed. Building on the success of the earlier Henry rifle and the Winchester Model 1866, the Model 1873 was introduced in 1873, a year that would forever be associated with this legendary firearm. The design of the Model 1873 was based on the toggle link mechanism, an improvement over previous lever-action designs. This mechanism allowed for smoother operation and increased reliability, making the rifle a favorite among those who needed a dependable weapon in the unpredictable and often dangerous environment of the American frontier. Several factors contributed to the Winchester Model 1873's status as a quintessential firearm of the Wild West. First and foremost was its ability to fire multiple rounds without reloading. The rifle featured a tubular magazine that could hold up to 15 rounds of ammunition, providing a significant advantage in sustained firefights or when dealing with multiple targets. The Model 1873 was chambered in the .44 40 Winchester cartridge, which offered a balance of power and manageable recoil. This made the rifle suitable for a wide range of applications, from hunting to self-defense. The .44 40 cartridge was also compatible with some revolvers of the time, allowing users to carry a single type of ammunition for both their rifle and sidearm, a convenience that was highly valued in the frontier. Another notable feature of the Model 1873 was its durability. The rifle's robust construction and high-quality materials ensured that it could withstand the harsh conditions of the American West. Whether exposed to dust, rain, or rough handling, the Winchester Model 1873 remained reliable and functional. The Winchester Model 1873 quickly became a favorite among a diverse group of users, including cowboys, settlers, lawmen, and outlaws. Its versatility made it suitable for a wide range of activities that defined life in the Wild West. For cowboys driving cattle across vast distances, the model was an invaluable tool. The rifle provided protection against rustlers and predators, allowing cowboys to defend their herds and themselves. The lever-action mechanism enabled rapid firing, which was crucial in confrontations where speed and firepower were essential. Lawmen in the Wild West used the Winchester Model 1873 to maintain order and enforce the law. The rifle's reputation for reliability and firepower made it a trusted companion for sheriffs and deputies facing the challenges of frontier justice. In the hands of skilled lawmen, it became a symbol of authority and deterrence, helping to establish and maintain peace in the often chaotic towns of the West. Outlaws, too, recognized the advantages of the Winchester Model 1873. The rifle's rapid fire capability and ease of use made it a preferred weapon for those living on the wrong side of the law. In the untamed wilderness of the American West, the Winchester Model 1873 provided a crucial means of protection. For cowboys, the rifle was a deterrent against rustlers and a defense against predators. Its rapid-fire capability and accuracy made it an effective tool for safeguarding cattle drives and ensuring the safety of those on the trail. The impact of the Winchester Model 1873 extended far beyond its practical applications. The rifle became an enduring symbol of the Wild West, celebrated in literature, art, and later in film and television. The phrase, "the gun that won the West," encapsulates the Model 1873's role in shaping the history and mythology of the American frontier. The Winchester Model 1873's influence can be seen in countless Western novels and movies, where it is often depicted as the weapon of choice for heroes and villains. Its iconic appearance, characterized by its distinctive lever-action mechanism and sleek design, made it a favorite of filmmakers and storytellers looking to capture the essence of the Wild West. All right, guys, it's time for our subscribers pick. The man you are looking at in the picture is Buffalo Bill Cody, a legendary figure of the American Wild West. He is seen holding a Springfield trapdoor rifle, a weapon that significantly impacted cowboy life in the 19th century. The Springfield trapdoor, named for its distinctive loading mechanism, was developed by Erskine S. Allen and first introduced in 1865. This rifle became widely used by the U.S. military and frontiersmen, including cowboys, due to its reliability and effectiveness. The Springfield trapdoor was a single-shot rifle, meaning it could fire only one round before needing to be reloaded. Despite this limitation, its accuracy and range made it a favored weapon for hunting and defense. Cowboys relied on it to protect themselves from threats such as hostile wildlife and outlaws. Additionally, it was used in various skirmishes and conflicts during the westward expansion. Buffalo Bill Cody, a former scout, bison hunter, and showman, popularized the image of the cowboy and the Wild West through his traveling shows. Know anything else that is unique about Buffalo Bill Cody? Share with us in the comments section. Number 2. Springfield Trapdoors. The Springfield trapdoor rifle was developed in response to the need for a reliable breech-loading rifle for the United States military after the Civil War. The Springfield Armory, located in Springfield, Massachusetts, was tasked with creating a rifle that could be produced quickly and affordably, utilizing existing muzzle-loading rifles as a base. The innovative design was the brainchild of Erskine S. Allen, the master armorer at the Springfield Armory. Erskine Allen's initial design, known as the Allen conversion, involved modifying the existing Springfield Model 1861 and Model 1863 rifled muskets. This modification included cutting open the breech of the rifle and adding a hinged breech block that allowed the rifle to be loaded from the rear, significantly improving the rate of fire compared to muzzle loaders. The first iteration, the Model 1865, was essentially a converted Civil War musket, but it paved the way for more refined versions. The Springfield trapdoor rifle went through several iterations, with the most famous being the Model 1873. The rifle was named Trapdoor because of its distinctive hinged breech block, which resembled a trapdoor when opened. The design of the Springfield trapdoor was relatively simple, yet highly effective. The breech block was operated by a latch, which, when lifted, opened the breech for loading. A spent cartridge could be ejected, and a new one inserted with relative ease. This design allowed soldiers to reload and fire more quickly than with traditional muzzle loaders, providing a significant advantage in battle. Several factors contributed to the Springfield trapdoor's significance. Firstly, it represented a major advancement in firearm technology, transitioning the military from muzzle-loading rifles to breech-loading designs. This shift allowed for a much higher rate of fire and greater efficiency in combat situations. The .45-70 government cartridge used in the Model 1873 was another notable feature. This cartridge was powerful, accurate, and effective at long ranges, making the Springfield trapdoor a formidable weapon on the battlefield. The rifle's accuracy and range were particularly important in the wide-open spaces of the American West, where engagements often took place at considerable distances. The Springfield trapdoor was primarily used by the United States military, but its impact extended beyond the armed forces. The rifle played a significant role in several key conflicts during the late 19th century, including the Indian Wars and the Spanish-American War. During the Indian Wars, the Springfield trapdoor was the standard-issue rifle for U.S. troops. The rifle's long range and stopping power were crucial in engagements against Native American tribes, who often utilized hit-and-run tactics and fought from a distance. The trapdoor's ability to reload quickly and fire accurately gave the U.S. military a decisive advantage in many of these battles. One of the most famous uses of the Springfield trapdoor was at the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876. The 7th Cavalry, led by General George Armstrong Custer, was armed with the Model 1873 trapdoor. Despite the rifle's capabilities, the battle ended in a devastating defeat for Custer and his men. This incident highlighted both the strengths and limitations of the Springfield trapdoor in combat situations. The Springfield trapdoor also saw action during the Spanish-American War in 1898. By this time, the rifle was somewhat outdated compared to newer repeating rifles, but it still proved effective in certain engagements. The trapdoor's ruggedness and reliability were assets in the challenging conditions of the war, from the jungles of Cuba to the mountainous terrain of the Philippines. The Springfield trapdoor was not limited to military use. It also found popularity among civilians. After the military began phasing out the trapdoor in favor of more modern rifles, surplus rifles were sold to the public. These rifles became popular among hunters, ranchers, and settlers, who appreciated their accuracy and stopping power. The rifle's robust design made it suitable for hunting large game, such as deer and elk, in the American wilderness. Its affordability and availability meant that it was accessible to a wide range of people, from experienced frontiersmen to amateur hunters. The trapdoor's presence in civilian hands helped cement its place in American culture and folklore. The Springfield trapdoor also made its mark in popular culture. The rifle has been featured in numerous Western films and television shows, often depicted in the hands of soldiers, cowboys, and pioneers. Its distinctive design and historical significance have made it an enduring symbol of the American West. The legacy of the Springfield trapdoor is evident in its continued appreciation by collectors and firearms enthusiasts. Original trapdoor rifles are highly sought after for their historical value and craftsmanship. The rifle's role in key events of American history, such as the Indian Wars and the Spanish-American War, adds to its allure and significance. Modern reproductions of the Springfield trapdoor are also popular among shooters and reenactors. These reproductions allow enthusiasts to experience the feel and functionality of the original rifle, while preserving the historical design. The trapdoor's unique action and classic appearance make it a favorite among those who appreciate vintage firearms. Number 1. The Lasso. This video of a cowboy twirling a lasso above his head, ready to rope a runaway steer, is iconic in the lore of the American West. The lasso, a simple yet incredibly effective tool, was essential for cowboys in their daily work on the range. It was used primarily for roping cattle, but also served as a versatile tool and even as a makeshift weapon when necessary. The lasso, also known as a lariat or riata, has ancient roots. The practice of using a looped rope to catch animals dates back to the early civilizations of Egypt, Greece, and Rome. However, the lasso, as it is known today, was perfected in the Americas. Native Americans, particularly in the southwestern regions, were among the first to develop advanced roping techniques. When Spanish explorers and settlers arrived in the Americas, they brought with them their own roping traditions. The Spanish vaqueros, the forerunners of the American cowboy, were highly skilled horsemen and cattle herders who used lassos as a fundamental part of their work. As Spanish influence spread throughout the American Southwest, these techniques were adopted and adapted by the burgeoning cowboy culture. A typical lasso is made from a sturdy rope, usually around 30 to 50 feet in length, though lengths can vary depending on the intended use and personal preference of the cowboy. The rope is typically made from materials such as rawhide, hemp, or modern synthetic fibers, which provide the necessary strength and flexibility. One end of the rope is tied into a small, secure loop known as a honda. The honda forms the fixed end of the loop through which the running end of the rope passes to create the adjustable loop that is used to catch cattle. The craftsmanship of a lasso is crucial. A well-made lasso must be strong enough to withstand the force of a charging steer, but flexible enough to be easily manipulated by the cowboy. The rope must be smooth to allow it to slide through the honda with minimal friction, enabling quick adjustments to the size of the loop. The honda itself is often reinforced to prevent wear and tear, ensuring the lasso remains reliable during heavy use. Mastering the lasso requires significant skill and practice. Cowboys typically start training at a young age, learning the basics of roping under the guidance of more experienced cowboys. The fundamental technique involves swinging the lasso in a circular motion above the head to build momentum, then accurately throwing the loop over the target animal's head or horns. There are various types of throws and techniques depending on the situation. For instance, a head catch involves roping the animal around the head, while a heel catch targets the animal's hind legs. The hula hand is a quick overhand throw used to catch animals that are close by. Each technique requires precision and timing, as well as a deep understanding of animal behavior. The primary use of the lasso was for cattle management. Cowboys used lassos to catch and restrain cattle for branding, medical treatment, or transportation. On large cattle drives, where hundreds or thousands of cattle needed to be managed, the ability to quickly and efficiently rope an animal was essential. The lasso allowed cowboys to control and maneuver cattle with minimal stress to the animals. Beyond its primary role in cattle and horse management, the lasso was a versatile tool in the cowboy's arsenal. It could be used to secure loads on wagons, tie up broken fences, or even assist in crossing rivers by serving as a makeshift tow line. The lasso's versatility made it indispensable in the often harsh and unpredictable environment of the American frontier. While primarily a tool for working with livestock, the lasso occasionally served as a makeshift weapon. In the lawless and sometimes dangerous world of the Wild West, cowboys had to be ready to defend themselves against both human and animal threats. The lasso could be used to entangle an assailant, providing a non-lethal means of subduing a threat. In confrontations with wild animals, such as wolves or coyotes, a well-placed lasso could immobilize the predator, giving the cowboy a chance to deal with the situation. The lasso holds a special place in American culture, symbolizing the skill, independence, and ruggedness of the cowboy. It has become an iconic element of Western films, rodeos, and country music, embodying the spirit of the frontier. The image of a cowboy expertly twirling a lasso is deeply ingrained in popular culture, representing not only the practical skills of cattle herding, but also the broader ideals of freedom and self-reliance. Rodeo competitions have preserved and celebrated the art of roping, with events such as calf roping and team roping showcasing the precision and speed required to master the lasso. These events highlight the historical importance of the lasso while providing entertainment and preserving a vital aspect of cowboy heritage. The legacy of the lasso extends beyond its practical applications. It represents a connection to the past, a time when the American frontier was a place of vast open spaces and untamed wilderness. The skills required to use a lasso effectively were passed down through generations, creating a lineage of expertise and tradition. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.